loud enough?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna edit that out. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Holy Schway podcast. I am here with Ark. That's where you introduce yourself, buddy. He's new, guys. He's new.
Wait, what?
Alright, moving on.
I
We
was just
got
kinda
Exit
lagging.
over here, aka Connor.
Hey!
And then we got Darren, aka Infotex.
Hey, everybody.
We got Promo Central, aka Luke.
Hello.
And we got Splero.
Hi.
Like, no, aka
Hi.
Splero.
Yeah.
But,
Just
how's y'all days
Just
going?
there, you know?
How's y'all days going? I'm just trying to, like...
I mean, I'm alright.
Going good.
I'm good.
That's alright, I
All
guess.
hyped up on crisps.
Alright, so let's just make this less awkward and just talk about Legends, to be honest with you.
Ooh.
So,
Okay.
Legends just had their mid-season finale, and we should just kind of talk one by one on how everyone felt about the mid-season finale. So I think we're gonna let Darren start first, because you know. For no reason at all.
This episode, low-key, Legends is a weird show, and this single-handedly became the weirdest episode of all of the Arrowverse ever, which is hard to do. And usually, sometimes it doesn't really turn out right, but this one, they did it right. And it really symbolizes what Legends really is, that wacky and weird, without it being too overly stupid. Like, it was stupid, but it was a good kind of stupid. And the whole Constantine stuff was brilliant. I mean, even though the whole timeline should be just like fucked up now, like it was brilliant. I'm sorry, I loved it. One of my favorite episodes they ever made. I don't know what you guys think, but I really enjoyed it. I had a blast with this episode.
Yeah, but like, I like this episode. I'm actually glad I actually like this episode because the rest of the episodes, like after episode 4, I just kind of like been on a dry spell with Legends. Like I really just did not like it at all.
Yeah.
And then this episode, like I really enjoyed it. You know, the whole puppets of tomorrow literally stuck in my head for the entire day.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was a great.
I mean, will I go
way,
next?
But like, I'm gonna be honest. The timeline should be like completely destroyed, and I think that's what like Legends is really messing up. Because like, sadly enough, the only time Legends ever got time travel right was in season 1, and that's the sad part about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the sad
I
part
can
about
agree
it.
with that.
Because it's like the thing is that like they'll set like a certain rules like throughout a season. But it's like outside of that season, it'll never like show up again. Like the ball kick paradox they introduced this season.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
And like they literally
No,
showed
yeah.
timeline like temporal zone being cracked in season 3 because of like time
Oh,
was
yeah,
being changed
true.
too
I
much. Where was that in this
Yeah.
episode? But Luke, you can go next.
Oh yeah. I don't really remember too much, but I remember not liking it as much as everyone. I definitely didn't enjoy it as much. I skipped over the puppet part. I just didn't enjoy that. I mean, I just really didn't.
How dare you?
I didn't think it was like amazing. I kind of thought it was like one of the weakest episodes this season. Not gonna lie.
I can
Oh,
see
damn.
I
that.
just
Not
didn't
even
really.
gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I know. I just didn't really enjoy it. Yeah, Constantine was good, but like I didn't really enjoy it too much.
Constantine was like carrying the season for real. But Ark,
Yeah.
Oh yes, 100%.
Alright, so I think this episode kind of saved season 4 for me because I liked the first 3, and then it just went so downhill. But I mean, this episode, like Darren said, it kind of focused on what Legends was about. Just being like stupid, but not too stupid, so that it's good. And I mean, I loved all the Constantine stuff, and like the timeline should be like just it shouldn't exist anymore at this point.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
did really enjoy this episode. There were problems. Like I felt personally, it got a little repetitive as it went on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
most definitely, yeah.
But I mean, the puppets of tomorrow are actually like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I want a spin off of that, like legit. Not even joking at this point.
It's like a crossover between Legends and Sesame Street. Like,
Yeah.
That was the true crossover.
I
we
also
deserved.
love that. I love they actually referenced Elseworlds in it to
Right.
show that
yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
just
the
like
missing calls.
they didn't exist.
Yeah,
the
no, like
missed
the
calls,
annual
it's like, you're
what's
missing
it?
calls
Annual
from Kara,
crossover?
Sorel, Oliver
Yeah.
Queen, Barry Allen. Oh, must be the annual crossover. Oh,
Yeah, it
Nah.
just didn't.
Connor.
Joke landed perfectly.
Yeah, no, that was a pretty good like reference to it.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Connor,
yeah, definitely.
You want to go next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is Connor going to speak about it or
Okay.
no?
Well, I've only liked 2 episodes this season so far, which was episode 3 and this one.
Make me happy.
It was really good, but again, I didn't like it as much as everyone else. I didn't think it like saved the season or anything. I just think it was enjoyable. It was better than what we've been getting this season. Again, the Constantine stuff was the best, which has been the same with every episode this season, pretty much. Which shows that he's kind of is bringing the season to a higher level than if he wasn't in it.
Yeah.
But
No, yeah.
the puppet stuff, the custodians of the chronology, and
Yeah.
the what were Sarah's team called, the Sirens of something.
Sirens of Space Time.
Yeah, that's it.
I always
Is
call
it-
them
that
Dance
was all
Angels.
great. I loved all that. And every time they did like a fake opening, I thought that was the highlights of the episode.
Yeah.
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 It was just really fun, but I think that Legends does fun really well, but it doesn't help when there's not much to be invested in, and I feel like the story this season isn't enough to make me invested in an episode as fun as this. Doesn't get me hyped for the second half of the season because I have no story beats to grab onto and be excited about.
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
So,
No, yeah, I agree.
I can see why.
I like it, but it's not getting me hyped for the second half of the season.
I think that's like one of the
Waiting
common
until
complaints about
April,
season
completely fine with me.
3. Oh shoot! I forgot about April. Oh,
I think it's
fuck.
gonna kill
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
100%.
definitely.
if it's
but,
not already dead.
But the ending kind of
I mean,
go ahead.
All right, no one go ahead. That's fine. All right, let's
The
let
ending
Splaro
kind of
next.
got me a little. Sorry.
All right, so Splaro.
So, well, I didn't.
thoughts and opinions.
Wait, can you not hear me?
No, we're good.
We can hear you.
No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
Well, okay, so I didn't watch the latest episode yet because I'm not exactly caught up. But from the episodes I've seen so far this season, I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, I can agree. It's just that the fact. Are we just not gonna acknowledge the fact that they brought back the 3 boobed women though? I'm just waiting for someone to talk about it, and like no one is, and it's like, we're just gonna ignore
Yeah.
like that ever happened? Because like that was actually funny.
Yeah, true.
I completely forgot about her.
Oh my god! Of course you did. All right, but
No, I just don't really know anything about the show. Mostly, it's just like I watch it, but I'm not invested.
I feel like that's. A
I
lot of
try to
people's
get
season.
invested for Darren, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
Oh yeah,
To be honest, I'm only
Like,
invested
sure,
in,
you know?
I'm only invested in Constantine and Zari at this point.
And
Zari's
Zari is
amazing.
actually good.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah.
Zari.
agreed.
But any final thoughts and opinions about Legends?
So we think we kind of got our first look at the big bad, maybe, possibly, with the ending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm,
I'm
What's it
assuming
got-
that was Project Hades or whatever that is tied to.
Yeah.
yeah, possibly.
Which I definitely don't think that's Deacon, but maybe some kind of shapeshifter, maybe?
Yeah.
Because
ooh,
Because
which would be a good like antagonist for Charlie, I guess.
oh yeah, I was about to bring that up.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
That
what
got
to
me a
do.
little hyped, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like it's a bottom of my list of the DC TV shows this season.
Yeah.
Like I'm not the most hyped at the moment.
Yeah, last thing
And that's
about
saying something.
Legends is that it's like I honestly don't know what the main villain is gonna be because we have like that Neuron tease, and then we saw Dez, so it's now I'm looking. It's like, is that Neuron? And then now they
Maybe.
mentioned
Yeah.
Project Hades in one episode, so it's like, okay, so what is the main villain here? Are they doing multiple? Like that's
Which I'd be
That's-
Oh
fine.
my god, if they done multiple, it would be like interesting, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't be good like at all.
To be honest, that's kind of a theme with like most of the Arrowverse shows this season. Is like
they have.
we
Yeah,
still
we
don't
don't-
have a true main villain for like,
Except for Supergirl, kind of.
except for Supergirl. 'cause
Well,
he
Supergirl
has-
as well is
Yes.
pretty iffy because we have the Red Sun Supergirl and
Yeah.
Agent Liberty.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
And especially
True.
when we're getting like, the red daughter Supergirl or the communist Supergirl, whatever you want to call her, in the back half
Yeah.
of the season. So
Yeah.
that's all.
I completely
it for,
forget about her all the
Legends.
time.
Let's just move on to Black Lightning because I am very vocal about this week's episode.
Oh no.
Netflix, baby, have fun, guys.
So,
Legit
any
in
of
the
y'all
UK.
want me to go first, or do any of you want to go first?
You can go first, I guess.
Okay, here we go. So, mid-season finale of Black Lightning. So literally just last week, I was like, bro, Black Lightning is like amazing. It's great. I'm loving it. It hasn't had one bad episode yet. I watched the mid-season finale, and what the hell was that? Like, it was literally the same episode as we got last week. Like,
Yeah, true.
It was honestly ridiculous. Like, they're dragging out this Jennifer being missing thing. It's like the 2 episodes is enough. I'm not interested in like the 3rd episode of her being missing at all. It didn't really feel like a mid-season finale because no storyline was resolved
Yeah.
at
Yeah, that's
all.
true.
And now at the very end of that episode, we got another bounty hunter to deal with. And it's like ridiculous. Like this should have been like a Tobias-centered episode because Tobias subplot really carried it.
Yeah.
And Darren.
Oh, well, I
you've
think
seen
this episode should have been all a bit set her up.
What? I'm sorry.
The you know the Met Human girl, the looker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this episode should have been about her because we've gotten barely anything about her, and
Yeah,
it's
true.
the season final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
I'm
totally
really
see why.
curious with that boy though.
Oh, the little.
No, the new boy that he's like kind of like just hired. I don't forget his name.
Oh yeah, the guy that Tobias was like giving money to and that.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
was
feel like his story's pretty interesting, to be honest.
Yeah. That's actually my favorite part of the episode. I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest is just kind of bland.
Yeah,
because it was
I
literally
like
last week's
Khalil
episode.
and Jennifer.
It was literally last week's episode. And I'm not gonna
Legit,
lie.
just don't watch the show.
Because like the thing is that I like Painkiller, but not as much as people do. So like,
He's probably my current favorite part of the show, to be honest.
but
I really like him.
But the thing is with me, it's like I kind of wanted him to die because then it will launch Jennifer into a lightning route, like a lightning route.
Yeah, that's
Jennifer
true.
route.
Yeah.
But now that they've done the death scare with him, I feel like if they do any other death scare with him, like throughout the entire season, it's just gonna be like dumb because they would have done it in the mid-season finale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing big happened in this episode. It's really hard to tell where they're going.
Yeah, exactly. But on a more optimistic look, we finally got the first look at lightning.
Yes. That.
Yeah. I like that poster.
That looks good, to be honest. It looks really good.
Yeah.
For the most part.
It looks good, but it's kind of very similar to Thunder's suit.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
saw that. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's like I was looking at it and it's like I understand why they're making like a new suit for her because lightning is like full on like orange.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why they're making up their own thing with her. But it's like I kind of wish they added like more orange to it to represent like her comic book character
Yeah.
instead of just looking exactly like
Yeah.
Vanessa's. But
I feel like they're doing it a little too soon, to be honest.
I'm okay with it because, like, it makes sense that we'd wait a season before she became a hero, considering that Thunder became a hero last season.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of wanted them to wait until season 3. I don't know. I just felt like they were rushing.
See, maybe they're thinking they might not make it to season 3.
yeah, they probably aren't because especially with the allegation with the executive producer right now.
I didn't hear about any of these like allegations.
It's like I'm not sure exactly. I know it's like he's being accused of like copying like some other show's ideas. Like apparently he knew someone that's like working on another show and he's copying ideas. So
Oh,
that's basically it.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of like a big deal.
Yeah, it's pretty bad if that's true.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But I mean, like, 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 I mean, like Yeah, but I'm actually like really worried.
And it's weird as well because the season is not great. Like it's good, but considering the guy might be copying from another show, it's not great to justify that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I've been really liking Black Lightning. I have to say, even as much as I've been enjoying this season of Black Lightning, I still think season 1 is better.
Yeah, I loved season 1.
Like I actually truly enjoyed season 1. I only did not like one episode of season 1, and that was when Jefferson got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than
I
that,
think I remember
that's
that.
like pretty much it. Like I loved every episode. I feel like
Yeah,
this episode is probably gonna be like Jefferson being arrested episode for me, where it's like hopefully it's like only one bad episode, so like the rest of the season is actually good. But any last minute thoughts on Black Lightning before we move on?
See, I don't have much thoughts on it because I can't remember much about it. That's how little I really.
That's the thing,
cared
because
about
it's like the mid-season finale literally introduced nothing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
The only thing I'm interested in is what Darren mentioned, the kid that Bias is like looking into now.
Yeah, and not only that, it's like I guess a lot of people would say, "Oh, that bounty hunter at the end," but it's like what? I feel like this is just gonna be a repeat of this week's episode, like the mid-season premiere.
It's just a bounty hunter. It's not that important.
Exactly. So now I'm just like, hopefully this is probably like Gamby working for Jefferson, and not Tobias calling another bounty hunter. Just to prevent the sake of like repetitiveness, but other than that, let's just move on to Titans this week.
Oof.
All right, I feel like Luke should go first.
I'll go.
Ooh, can I?
No,
okay.
I gotta let Luke go first.
Luke.
No, because his opinion right here. Luke has to go first.
Oof.
Yeah, go
Right.
first.
I enjoyed it quite a lot. It's not very popular, to be fair, but Trigon, I didn't expect to see, like, legit at all. I didn't expect to see him this season. I really didn't. The twist with the mother just wasn't, like, it was, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm really excited for the finale, obviously. I want Nightwing really badly.
Same.
So, I'm just pretty excited for it. And Beast Boy was kind of interesting as well. Wasn't incredibly interesting. It was just kind of like, all right, I guess.
All right.
But yeah, that's kind of like my thoughts on it.
All right, Splaro should go next.
All right.
I feel like Splaro should go next here.
I'll go. So,
All
right. So the setup in this episode was good, but like you can do setup and still have a like enjoyable like episode that you can get in. This episode, I was just, oh yeah, that's setup. All right, more setup. Yep, setup. Where's this episode story?
Yeah.
But I mean, there were some good things. Like, Corey's ship was like kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, it was all right. Yeah.
And
That was pretty cool.
I will agree. Like, I didn't expect to see Trigon this episode,
Yeah.
but the mother twist was like really predictable.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was so predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It was
I don't
fucking
know.
creepy like all
Like,
episode.
From the house, like just doing that.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
like,
the
her
house.
actions and yeah.
No, the house is what gave me like the most kind of like creepy vibes
Yeah.
where she's gonna like do something.
It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mirror,
And
like that's what kind of,
Yeah, and I still love Dick and Wonder Girl's interactions. Like,
Oh yeah.
I think those
Definitely.
are kind of high points.
Oh,
But I
Is she in
mean,
the finale?
I think so.
it
yeah.
set up the finale to be incredible, and I want Nightwing. But like, you can still have an engaging episode while setting things up, and I
Yeah.
feel like it kind of failed to do that in areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it was one of the weaker episodes, but it was still fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why it was weaker.
Mm.
Definitely.
most definitely.
So,
I'll go next on this one.
anyone else want to go?
Yeah, I'll go next on this one. So, I had to watch it twice just to like fully understand
All right.
and like really think about this episode. So after watching it twice, I was really thinking about it, and I've been loving Starfire a lot this season. Like, she's honestly for me like one of the best parts of Titans so far. So the fact that we've been like getting teased about this Starfire stuff throughout this entire season, and like they just rushed it so quick in this episode, and basically
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
and basically made her like a
They really
Trigon,
did.
like a Trigon hype woman. That's
Mhm.
basically really
Yeah.
all she is. I was kind of disappointed. I was like, really? That's it?
Definitely.
But like one highlight of it, I'm loving Donna Troy. Like when I first
Same.
saw her,
Yeah, Donna's pretty cool.
in her introduction episode, I was like she's all right. Like she's just
Oh,
another
yeah,
character
yeah.
to introduce, right? Like maybe I'll like her in season 2.
Mhm.
I loved her this episode. Like there was just something about her, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's just like a
Yeah,
breath of
like-
fresh air.
Yeah.
Because she's so
I
like
love seeing the lasso.
yes, the lasso of
Yeah, that was cool.
persuasion, amazing.
Yeah.
I
Like,
just love her because
and
it's like-
it didn't look bad either.
yeah, like her and Beast Boy are like truly like one of the best for me because it's like everyone is so like not happy with their lives and they're just like smiling for the sake of smiling. And I'm just like, yes,
I know.
we need some
Yeah, they're
optimism on
just
this
like-
show for real. But I think the next thing
Like,
is that
thank you.
yeah, I think the next thing is that Trigon was kind of rushed too. It kind of felt like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
especially with the
Definitely.
exchange
Yeah.
with Raven and her mother. She was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, how do we do to save him? It's like, your father. We can talk to him. Like,
I think
Like,
that's
what?
a symptom of the episodes being shortened.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm
Can't
saying. Is
be
like
sure.
it should have been
Yeah.
split into like back to 13 because the plots in this episode could have easily been split into 2 full episodes right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
All of Starfire.
Oh.
And like all of Raven, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people have also been saying like I was not expecting Trigon to show up. The thing is that I was spoiled that
Oof.
Trigon was gonna show up. I think I got a notification on YouTube on Boba Talks. He literally titled it Trigon finally appears, and I'm like, thanks, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it. Really appreciate that.
I'm pretty sure I
spoiler.
saw that.
So like I was kind of like
I'm
aggravated.
in.
And I was watching the episode too. Like I literally had my phone in my hand watching it.
Oh,
Notification.
no.
Trigon appears. You're kidding me. But I'm getting used to Raven a bit. I'm also curious on what Trigon has in store. We deserve more development for Corey, and that's pretty much it. Anyone else want to go next?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So I think I'll let Square.
Okay, so I really enjoyed this episode as well, but I'm kind of disappointed by the fact we didn't get as much of Starfire, even though the title is her name, and we just got like a bunch of Raven. But at the same time, I'm not really that annoyed by it because we got introduced to Trigon, which I really wasn't expecting as well.
Yeah.
And he's in his human's form, which is kind of disappointing, but of the CGI issue. And yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah,
I feel like if he wasn't in his like human form though
Oh
for
yeah.
this episode, it would have been
Better.
yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I agree. I definitely agree.
But at the same time, it did work for like the story. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I did, but like, I would have rather the tease.
I don't think Trigon should have like been in this episode really at all.
Finale is what I kind of think.
Or they introduce him literally as the very last thing of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of him appearing and then you have Dick and Donna and Corey and them racing to
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go next. So I did expect Trigon, maybe not this episode, but I definitely expect him within the last 3 or 4 episodes because I did kind of expect him to be the main villain of the season, but I
Mhm.
don't think he is since he was shown this close to the end. Which I kind
Yeah,
of
okay.
hope he's not the villain next season because Trigon just isn't that interesting to me. Like it's kind of the same problem I have with Legends of Tomorrow, where the demons are never really that interesting to me. The big kind of, mystical beings. I prefer
Yeah.
the other kind of villains.
okay.
But yeah, I think I actually liked that he was in his human form because it terrifies me to think how bad the CGI for Trigon would have been if, like, the Trigon from Dick jumping out of a tree was terrible.
Oh man,
So-
it would have been.
Like what
That
we
would
I
said
think
last
terrible.
episode,
Probably
it
probably
would have
end
been a
of
stick
next
figure.
episode we'll see him in his true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would have been a stick figure with just like
6 eyes.
red stick figure.
Just a giant stick figure with 6 eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're just like vertical.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But anyone
Try
else?
It's like with like Viking horn.
Oh god.
Yeah. No.
No, I'm just picturing him like walking around like a really badly edited in like stuff in like Photoshop and stuff. Just him like turning. That's what I picture.
Yeah. So
Imagine he's just like 2D. Like he's just a 2D picture. So like you never know
Yeah.
which way he's looking. He's just always looking
Yeah,
one
yeah.
way.
oh,
Oh god, that would
to
have
like turn his full body to look too.
Yeah. This has no neck, so he just has to turn
It's
around.
just Batman.
like legit Batman. Just,
Yeah.
he turns his whole body.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been funny. But any last minute thoughts about Titans?
I mean, I'm pretty
I mean-
excited for the finale.
It
Listen,
gets me excited for the finale, but it wasn't one of its best for
Yo.
sure.
Finale is hype.
Boy, next episode though.
Yo.
I'm
Jason
only
Todd.
excited for the finale because of the promo.
Mhm.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
yeah,
finale,
me too.
finale
Like-
is just pure hype right now. I haven't been this hyped
Yeah.
for a
Like-
Titans episode since episode 5.
Yeah.
5 was together,
think-
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Alright.
think that trailer might be the best non-movie trailer I've ever seen
Fair enough.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
No, it looks great.
for the finale.
Isn't it like the first like live action TV show Batman?
Besides Adam West.
Adam West,
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah,
So
okay.
since
I
Adam
don't
West,
Well,
think we're going to see much about
technically-
Batman.
Well, I guess that wasn't a TV show, but there was like that 1941 like stupid, like
yeah, but
I don't know. It was like a short like series in black and white.
Yeah.
but I think Adam West came
Wow.
after that though.
Yeah,
So,
it was after that.
Since
So
We'll
Adam
probably see
West,
some kind of
it's our
Batman
first
costume in
TV
Gotham.
Batman.
Oh yeah, I want that Batman costume in Gotham though.
Yeah. Definitely, season final, we're going to see something.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so
there's an
hyped for
episode first.
Gotham, but
they have to.
bro, I'm so hyped for Gotham. But I think let's just talk about the main topic at hand here, and that is the
Oh,
we had
boy.
the Elseworlds crossover today, or like this.
What the hell is
Just-
Elseworlds?
Yeah. What? Elsewhere? What?
Who?
Who? What?
I
When?
honestly, I forgot too. What are we talking about?
Who's Gamora?
But
Why
I
is
think-
Gamora?
Why is Gamora? How
Exactly.
is
Why
Gamora?
is Gamora? But we'll just separate it
What is-
into parts to keep it like
Okay, cool.
organized on
Okay.
how the complaints
Cool.
are, so we don't talk about what complaint about part
I
3
loved
and
it.
then part 1 all.
Yeah.
That's so much.
So
Mhm.
part 1.
My favorite
ideas.
crossover.
But
No.
who wants to go first?
I'll
For part
go
one?
first.
Yeah. All right.
And then-
Started us off.
All right, so episode part 1, I actually did like. I mean, I get why some people don't like it, but I love Barry and Oliver interacting. And I mean, the one thing I know everybody was loving, like when they went to Smallville and like Barry shot Oliver in that, but I actually didn't.
So good.
I don't know. I didn't like it as much though because
I'm about to have
Yeah,
I mean,
seizure.
I like it.
there was also no Felicity this episode, so that's a plus.
Mm-hmm.
And the ending was like really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That
yeah.
music.
Yeah, okay.
So
I
good.
mean, I like Deacon in this episode, even though we see like none of him.
True.
Yeah.
And I actually think it's believable that like the team Flash didn't believe them at first.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So like if I had any complaints, it'd really just be like some like refining issues and that.
Yeah.
Like I don't have like a huge complaint for part 1, but it wasn't like perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Anyone else?
I did love the Smallville theme though.
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
awesome.
All right.
And Superman was great.
Anyone else?
The Amazo fight though, I feel like he was defeated kind of easily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was, but like,
Most,
still
for
great
sure.
to see
I mean,
him.
it was
Well, like-
Superman, and this Superman's pretty damn established. So he's done a lot in this
Oh,
universe.
Yeah,
he
true, he's been
fought
Superman
Lex
for, like,
Luthor,
20
Zod.
He's taken out Lex and Zod by this point.
Yeah.
So
Shit, wait, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Zod.
Yep.
Yeah,
Season
Zod.
2
Damn.
finale of Supergirl. Like when
Oh, don't give me
Superman was
that.
like when Superman was affected
Ugh.
by the kryptonite, he saw Zod instead of Supergirl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Lex Luthor's
Terrible
in jail.
flashbacks.
And Lex Luthor's in jail. They told
Yeah.
us
We don't talk about Supergirl. Okay.
But
All right, Darren, go.
Right.
ooh, somebody save me because I love this episode, man. This episode. I'm sorry, that was a joke.
That was the start of a
Oh.
video essay. Oh my god.
I don't know. So much nostalgia inside this episode. Just the reaction of Barry and Oliver was perfect. These actors did it perfect. And I get it. It had its problems, but I loved it. I cherished it so much. But granted, I love every crossover. I'm gonna have to disagree with Arc though, because I kind of had a problem with Team Flash not believing him, because like Team
So did
Flash
I.
literally believes every single thing. Like, just look at Zoom. Like, come on now. And when their own team comes to them with a problem, they should automatically believe them when they believe like literally every other person. I don't know. Maybe that's just me though. Like, I don't know if I was the
I
only
mean,
one.
I can kind of see both sides of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, you have a point too.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to me. I don't know. Like, I feel like they could have skipped the whole jail sequence, because, like, why didn't Barry just do that speech instead of that first place? Like, and they could have skipped that whole scene. Like, I like the scene and all, but it is a little unnecessary. A lot of filler, I felt like, that they could have filled in with other stuff, but it's fine. It was a fine episode. Nothing I really had a huge problem with, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
If
Can I go
whoever
next?
wants to-
Okay, so I have a lot to say about this episode because I loved it.
Mhm.
I do think it's the weakest episode out of the three, but I still loved it. I think every episode got better as the crossover went on.
Yeah.
But the Smallville stuff was great. I loved all of that. I love this interpretation of Lois Lane, and I didn't think I
Yes.
would, because I kept hearing that the actress wasn't very good from other things she's been in, but I thought she was great. I thought
Yeah.
it really felt like her and Tyler Hoechlin had actual chemistry
Yeah.
and were actually, established as Lois and Clark in this universe. Fun fact, the Kent farm was also used last week in Riverdale. So it's interesting that both
Oh
the
shit!
episodes
Yeah, I remember
happened
that.
at the same time.
Yeah.
That was all fun. I do think the weak points are Team Flash. I thought that
Yeah.
a lot of the Team Flash stuff and Iris stuff was kind of boring, and I would have preferred if we stuck with the Trinity for most of the episode.
Yeah.
But this also,
I agree with that. Yeah.
this also harrows back to my main complaint of the whole crossover, is that every episode feels too standalone. Like, this episode very much feels like a Flash episode. Part 2 very much feels like an Arrow episode, whereas last crossover, it felt like one consecutive movie. And the title card especially as well, where the episode starts with the normal Flash, my name is Barry Allen thing, which really makes it feel like it's not actually a crossover until the bit where Oliver wakes up in Iris. So
Yeah.
that was all
Yeah.
cool. I did love the callback to Oliver when he shot Barry with the crossbow arrows, and then Barry shoots him. They actually used the exact same shot in this episode as they did back in the season 3 crossover. They just reversed it, so it's shooting from a different angle this time, but it's the same shot. It's really weird that they did that rather than get a new shot in.
Oh,
But,
wow.
yeah, but I loved it. I love the Amazo fight. It really felt like an episode of the animated Justice League. I just loved seeing Superman properly in action, because besides the season 2 premiere of Supergirl, we haven't seen him really do much at all in the entirety of the Arrowverse.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
think Superman was like definitely one of the best parts of the entire crossover.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. I'll go next.
I mean, will I go next?
Sure.
Yeah, you go next.
Well, part 1 was probably like the second best. I thought part 2 was pretty weak, to be fair, in like comparison.
Yeah.
I did think Superman was like definitely one of the best. I did think Amazo was like defeated really easily. I thought he could have went on to like part 2, but he came back for like the ending,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty good. I didn't expect to see like some things happen, so I didn't expect like Team Flash to be kind of against the whole like swapping of the bodies. I didn't expect that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like overall, I did think it was pretty good. I did enjoy it. It's probably not my favorite crossover, or well, not my favorite part anyway as well. But like I did think it was still pretty good. I still loved it. Well, yeah, that's been basically it for my thoughts.
Yeah,
So I guess I'll go next.
I'll go next because I don't really have that much complaints for part 1. I think
Yeah,
the
me
only
neither.
complaint for part, like, this was easily like my least favorite part of the crossover, but like I
Wow.
still like enjoyed it nonetheless. The only main complaint I really have is that like Amaza was a bit like easily defeated. I guess the Team Flash thing, but like then again, I can see why they were so skeptical about it because
Fair
like
enough.
you could argue that's like okay, well they practically believe like everyone else that has happened, but it's like then again, it's like I think they finally have learned from that. Like I know it's a shock that
Oh, yeah.
like Team Flash actually learned something, but you know maybe they actually have.
Took 5 years.
Yeah, it took 5 years.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think it was the smartest decision to introduce Lois because she's a pretty big character in the whole like Superman lore. But like, then again, she was
True.
barely in this crossover anyway, so it didn't really like affect me that much. And plus, I loved her. Like, she was really good
Yeah.
as Lois.
She was good.
Yeah, but I think that's really like all the complaints I have for this part. So Splero, you can go.
So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I'm kind of annoyed about Team Flash, to be honest. But yeah, I think it was pretty awesome to finally get Superman into a crossover for the first time. And there's a bunch of funny parts in this episode as well, like having Barry shoot the arrow at Oliver instead of Oliver doing it to Barry, and also that scene where Oliver is suited up as the Flash, and then he's like, that was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, this was definitely a lighthearted crossover for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
compared to last year.
I feel like the
Compared
last
to-
episode felt pretty dark though.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Eh.
But,
Just
I
with
guess
the
we'll just
thoughts
move
of an
on to,
oncoming
part
crisis
two.
coming.
So,
yeah, okay.
Okay.
who else wants to start part two?
I'll go if nobody else wants to.
I mean,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
take it away.
All right, so I like this episode more than part 1, but not more than part 3. And the main problems with this episode was Batwoman, which is kind
Agreed.
of bad because this is supposed to be a backdoor pilot for her show. So
Mhm.
she really should have been the best part of this episode. They really should have put a lot into getting her right for this if they want this to slingshot her into her own show.
Yeah, okay.
But I also thought that the Team Arrow stuff was kind of meh. I actually, the Felicity and Curtis and Diggle and all that stuff in this episode, I think I like the Team Flash stuff from part 1 better than the Team Arrow stuff from this part.
I agree.
Okay.
Which,
Yeah.
just because at least the Team Flash stuff was fun. The Team Arrow stuff was just tedious and boring. I
True.
thought,
Facts.
Yeah.
I liked the look of Gotham. I liked how, since they shot it in Chicago, they really made it look different than
Mhm.
Star City. It
Right.
didn't just
Yeah.
like all the skyline shots didn't just look like Star City again, which is great. It was great to see Arkham Asylum and a ton of Batman Easter eggs. You know, we saw Victor Freeze's gun, saw the names for Oswald Cobblepot, Edward Enigma,
Yeah.
all of them.
Pamela Isley.
Yeah, and then Clayface. What was his name? Basil Carlo, I think.
What,
yeah,
Guggenheim?
I'm not too sure.
Ton
Yeah,
of that kind of stuff. It was very much a fan service episode because there was just Easter eggs everywhere.
Yeah.
Jonathan
Despite-
Crane?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Do you guys see Guggenheim on the door too?
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone
Yeah,
else
it's
saw
funny.
Jonathan Crane? on
Despite
those credits?
not liking Batwoman very much, I thought
Oh yeah, I
her
saw that
costume
one.
looks, and
Yeah.
her main theme is amazing as well. And I loved when her and Supergirl at the end, they shook hands saying they should team up, saying it's world's finest.
Bro,
Yeah,
that
And
was
the
yeah.
I didn't
Supergirl
like
and
that.
Batwoman teams were like combined, and it was
Yeah.
just really fun. I thought they wasted 1990s Flash. They
Oh,
just
completely
Couldn't
agree.
They
have
Yeah,
been-
like,
completely wasted him.
he should have been a huge surprise for this episode because if they didn't promote him at all, then him showing up for the brief time it was would have been a surprise and not a. It was
True.
cool to hear John Diggle is John Stewart or just
Yeah.
Green Lantern on Barry Allen's Earth. So that was
Yeah.
already good, and the Monitor was great. Despite we got
Yeah,
seen,
yeah.
like, 3 times in the whole episode, I think.
was it?
We saw him once at the end. We saw him when he gave the book back to Deegan.
Yeah, we didn't
Yep.
finish
Mhm.
this
The
episode.
camping of the 3rd time.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, last thoughts is I liked Barry and Oliver becoming the Trigger Twins and Malcolm, Diaz, and Joe all being cops. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and the fight, the double fight with Oliver and Barry fighting each other
Oh,
while they're both
yes, I
seeing
love
Malcolm.
that
Oh,
fight
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
much.
That was great. But yeah, I really enjoyed
That
it.
was great.
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Art.
Should I go?
Yeah.
All right. So I was one who really liked this episode, but I personally think it's the weakest in the
Oh, agreed.
crossover.
can see
I
that.
do. I love all the Gotham City stuff, but I don't love Batwoman in it.
Agreed.
Because, like, you think back to Arrow Season 2, Episode 8, when Barry Allen was introduced. That was
Yeah.
kind of his backdoor pilot, and it was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
you have this, and Batwoman's just, like, really dull.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But Barry and Oliver still kind of carry this episode for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I do agree with Connor that, like, the Felicity and Diggle and that stuff was not, like, very good.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of just took me away from the whole epic kind of scale of it. And
Yeah.
I do think they wasted 90s Flash.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that would probably be my only real complaints. I loved Batwoman's costume was I
Yeah.
love seeing Arkham Asylum with all the Easter eggs, like they said. I love the double fight, but the one problem that,
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of confused about is in this, like, Barry is still Barry and Oliver is still Oliver.
Yeah.
Like, they know who they are.
Mhm.
So why did Oliver still see Eobard and Barry
Yeah,
see
well-
Malcolm?
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, okay.
like, that's kind of contradicting themselves,
I heard
but
it's
at the
due to
same
reality
time,
changes. That it's like their
Was it-
brains in this universe are tied to the characters that they are supposed to be. So the fear toxin affects the brains of this reality rather
Okay.
than their actual
that's
brain.
what I was thinking. Like, that would be the explanation. So, other than that, I mean, I liked it. I liked the ending with them becoming the Trigger Twins. But I will say, like, I liked Barry being the Green Arrow and Oliver being the Flash's storyline more than the Trigger Twins.
It's just fun.
Agreed.
It's
Yeah.
just so much more fun.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, overall, this episode was, like, good.
Yeah. Okay. It wasn't.
It wasn't
Great.
like incredible, but I had a lot of fun with it, and it was a good episode overall. I just had some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Luke, you want to go next or should I?
I don't mind. You can go if you want.
All right. Well, unlike Arc here, this was actually my favorite part of the crossover.
Really.
Yeah, shockingly enough. I think
Interesting.
I actually liked it.
Yeah,
but the thing
interesting.
is that I feel like I have like more complaints about it than I do for like the rest though. It's like it's so
Mhm.
I prefer part 2, but it's probably like the most complaints I have. Like Ruby Rose's Kate Kane is so flat. Like she has no
Yeah.
personality with Kate. It's like with Oliver and Stephen, you can tell like he has like that little bit like dark brooding type of him. You can tell that he's been through some shit
Mhm.
just by looking
Yeah.
at him.
Yeah.
And then with
Yeah.
Barry,
Kate just looks angry.
yeah, and it's like with Barry, it's like you can tell like this is a happy guy. That he always looks at the positive things. But it's like with Kate Kane, she literally just looks like a stone wall the whole time. The thing is that she's pretty decent as Batwoman though. Like the action was good. Like the way she acts as Batwoman
Yeah.
is good. It's just that when she's Kate, like
Yeah.
when she's the human version of Batwoman, it's just when she like completely lacks. I honestly kind of wish Batwoman like shouldn't have been in this crossover at all because this was supposed to be a backdoor
Yeah.
pilot for her, but she barely had any screen time.
Should have made it just normal Arrow episode.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
not to
okay.
mention, she didn't steal like any scene. Like I was kind of just like laughing at her acting as Kate Kane,
Yeah.
especially when she was walking towards her costume. You just see her like walk like so exaggeratively side to side, and then you saw her necklace just like fly
I know,
around. It's like,
right?
calm down. Calm
Get her
down.
head downwards.
Yeah. Oh
So
my god, she
weird.
was trying to imitate that scene from BVS so hard, it was so bad. Not gonna lie, Felicity kind of killed the lighthearted mood with her marriage problems. Like, if they really wanted to have
Oh,
that
yes.
scene in there as part of the crossover, they could have just let Barry, like our Barry,
Yeah.
dressed as a Green
Yeah.
Arrow, talk to Felicity as he's supposed to be Oliver, and the actual Oliver, like actually look at how Barry's handling it and take some marriage advice from Barry because he's clearly the one with the better. Like, the
Yeah.
better
He's got a
at the
happy
moment.
marriage.
You
Yeah.
can clearly tell that his
Oliver
marriage
and
is working.
Felicity fight like every other second.
Legit. And
Yeah.
back on what everyone else said, 90s Flash was so underwhelming because they really promoted the hell out of him. Like almost
Yep.
every scene we
Yeah.
saw
Yeah.
him in, it was either in a trailer, or it was like at the end of an episode, or it was in a set photo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like
True.
so many set photos.
yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah.
that's pretty much all I really have to say about part 2. But I still preferred part 2 over like the rest. So
Okay. I thought it was like the weakest one. I'm not gonna lie about it. There was like some interesting kind of things like Easter eggs or whatever, like callbacks and just the
Yeah.
like names and the cells and everything, which was definitely like one of the best moments. The fear toxin I thought was like great as well. Reverse Flash seeing is like, oh yes, I want more of it, But like he's going to be showing up more likely again, later on the back half of the Flash, which I'm still pretty excited for. But like Batwoman was so underused, like it was actually insane.
It was
Like
yeah.
no, yeah, was it like she was used like one time in part 3? I'm not too sure exactly, but like she wasn't used
One
much.
time at the end, she had a phone
at
call
the
with
very
Oliver.
end
Yeah.
scene
Yeah,
of
yeah.
part 3.
Yeah, it was like stupid. It just wasn't. There should have been so much more of it. Like 90s Flash as well was like underused. What actually happened to him, by the way? Did he like
don't
just?
know.
probably went back.
We
to
I-
don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think
I
he's
mean,
dead. I think he's been
No,
sent
yeah.
to a different
No,
Earth or
he's
something.
back to his
Yeah,
own
French
Earth.
is
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
like-
But like,
Did he also take his powers? Because wouldn't he try and just like run back?
he wasn't able to run back, was he not? Like
Yeah,
even when he was trying to get there at first.
Yeah, the worst part
He
of 90
seems so
Flash is that
slow,
we didn't
though.
even see him run. Like we
Yeah.
saw
Well-
him run
Oh,
for
we
like 2
didn't
seconds.
actually.
We
Once.
didn't.
Damn.
Gosh.
Wasn't it like in the promo or the trailer, like the sneak peek, we got to see him
He
run?
ran for like 2
Like,
seconds,
ish.
and that was like him
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't see any proper running like we do with Barry.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, it was definitely like the weakest one. I'm not gonna lie about that. I thought it was the weakest.
I
But
agree.
like that's my
Fair.
thoughts on it and everything.
But all right, who wants?
So
to
you
go
wanna
next?
go on to, like,
Darren
part 3?
or Splero?
Yeah.
All right, Darren.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'll go next. I really like this. Like, just like you guys were saying, this episode was supposed to make me love Batwoman, or at least make me get interested in her character, and I just didn't. Like, by the end of it, like, I don't not like her. I just don't like her either. Like, they need to give me more to get interested inside her character. I really like the whole like toxin part of the episode. I thought it was very good and had a very good after effect too. Because through the whole Arrowverse, we see Oliver kind of look as Barry as kind of just like gone lucky kind of guy
Oh,
that really
yeah.
doesn't deserve his
Yeah.
Completely forgot about that.
Yep, I didn't even notice
Forgot
that.
about
That was great. That was great.
Yeah,
No.
the effects of it was so good, and like he looks back and I'm like, oh wow, your life really isn't that good, is it? Like you've had struggles too, and I
Yeah.
thought that was perfectly. That's probably my favorite part of this
Yeah,
episode.
that was
I
a great
really
bit.
enjoyed it.
That was so good. Like
Yeah,
Damn, I didn't even.
Oliver
acknowledge that.
sees him as just like this light dude who runs and has fun and lives in
Right.
sunny Central City. But dude,
Mhm.
Barry's been through.
Barry's life sucks.
right. Yeah, and like the whole episode was just like a big fan fest to like the whole fans. Really, the whole crossover was like there's so many references.
Yeah, there was a
and like
lot of Easter eggs.
that whole Green Lantern one was planned amazingly. I'm sorry, I just love that. Not much to really say about this episode, to be completely honest. Though, there's a lot of filler, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Spoileriverse.
Yeah, I love that part too. Same.
Spoiler.
All right.
Q
Well,
copy.
well since he's not.
Oh, yeah.
All right, he's here. He's here.
Yeah, so I thought this episode was pretty good as well. However, it was still the weakest to me, honestly. I really enjoyed all of the awesome Easter eggs and references in the episode. I thought it was pretty funny how Oliver learns how to phase so quickly compared to Beery. But I'm pretty disappointed by the fact of how much of a lack we had with John Wesley Shipp's character being the 90s Flash. It had pretty cool fight scenes as well, but one of the downsides of the episode was Batwoman's acting, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
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 But I think we'll just move on from part 3 there. So anyone else wants to?
I can go.
All right, Art.
Okay, so this was my favorite episode of the crossover. I don't really have any complaints. Like if I have a complaint, it's that Superman versus Dark Superman fight where the like flying CGI was not very good, in my
Agreed.
opinion.
Two clay dolls.
But I
fighting
honestly
each other.
didn't expect Dark Superman to be Deacon.
I
Yeah.
didn't either.
Like, I fully expected him to be from like another Earth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was kind of a shock to me. And I do like how, even though you still had, like, with the title card, you had, like, the Supergirl logo and then else. But
Yeah.
at least, like, for the second and third, they changed, like, the opening monologue
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
fit, like,
Yeah.
the. And Oliver talking to the monitor towards the end is literally
Oh,
my
yes.
favorite part of the crossover
Oh, yes.
for me.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
just so well done, and how he's
Yes.
talking about, Barry and Kara are the best of us.
I've never heard Oliver speak so highly of Barry before.
yeah.
So once I
Yeah,
saw
like,
that scene, I was just like, oh my god.
That was so well done, and Stephen Amell's acting was
Yes.
just 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then I loved Oliver shooting the cosmic arrow too.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
just insane, and I absolutely love this episode. Again, wasn't like perfect, but for me it
Okay.
is the best. Like, just overall the characters and how it ended. The one thing though, setting up Crisis, like, I know Darren and I and Brayden were having to talk about it last night, and we're like, how is this gonna work? Because they're doing it way too quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with a combination of Nora coming back early
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That's what I said. in the
Barry
beginning.
becoming the Flash earlier. Because in the original timeline, when Barry was the Flash in 2020, that's when Crisis happened in 2024, which was 4
Yeah.
years after he became the Flash.
Okay,
they
so
they're
yeah.
practically doing it like 1 year over. Because now, by the time he's on Crisis, that would be his
Yeah.
5th year going on 6th year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could work, I guess. But overall, I thought this episode really tied it together for the most part.
Mhm.
Yeah. But, I'll go next on this one. But, part 3, I liked it. I actually enjoyed it. It's the second best because I don't know why. I just loved part 2 over part 3. I think the only complaints I really have about it is that sometimes when Supergirl references previous Superman movies, they kind of do it like so like ham-fisted, like it's so like obvious, like, and they make it so clear that make sure you understand it, and they kind of overdo it too, especially with the Miss Tessmacher thing. But I think in this reference, they literally chose the worst things to choose to reference. It was that Superman movie when he was slowing down the Earth to make time stop. Like, that was so dumb.
Well, I mean, that's been used in a lot of different things. Like, they use that in Star Trek as well. They fly around the sun to reverse time. So it's not like it's just a Superman thing. It's in a lot of old movies and stuff.
Yeah, but it's like, just because it's a Supergirl show, they were probably like clearly referencing it to like Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yeah.
So, when I was watching it, I was just like your audience isn't that dumb. We know that's not how it works. You all really shouldn't have done that.
And they've gone that fast before too, so I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know
like,
why they burnt up, but like, let's just move on from that. But Superman towards the end referencing that Supergirl is stronger than him. Yeah, okay. You know what? I'll accept that she is, but it's like, instead of just like saying it just to get the message across, how about we actually show that she's stronger than him?
Yeah.
Because like, just because you say it
Instead of
doesn't
just,
mean it's
like-
actually true. Okay, just because Oliver says that he's always right doesn't mean he's always right. So
Well, I mean,
like-
she did beat Clark in season 2, in the season 2 final.
Yeah, but that was just dumb.
Season 2 kind of sucked. So like, but other than that, like, Brainiac 5 in the Amazo fights, I kind of wanted to see Brainiac 5 take on Amazo.
Yeah.
But, they
Yeah.
Instead of-
they
it just
went up
kinda
in the
like-
sky.
And then he came back
Right.
down. Amazel's done. Boom.
Yeah,
I think it has to do with budget, though. They didn't have the money to show it.
yeah,
probably.
Because they missed out
Yeah.
on all the Legends of Tomorrow's
That
money
was
as well.
a-
True.
Yeah.
Does
last
anyone-
minute thing.
Other
Does
than
anyone
that,
have guesses on like how exactly he beat him though?
intelligence?
With physics.
Water boxes?
Intelligence.
I mean,
Physics.
I get he's Brainiac, but
That's what I'm saying. It's like hey, he's Brainiac 5, intelligence. I'm not even gonna try to think about it because that was so underwhelming. But you know what? That's really all I have for part 3. I actually like part 3 besides from like that.
I love it.
I love it as well.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
No, yeah, I thought it was good.
So,
Will I go next?
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I think it was the best out of the three. It's the only episode that I liked more than anything from Crisis on Earth X. I think the parts 1 and 2, for the most part, were kind of weaker than anything from Crisis, but this episode was better than anything from Crisis. And this episode was actually so good that it did elevate this to be my favorite crossover. There was just so much love about it. I love during the 2 Superman fights where the girl shouts out Bizarro to imply that on this Earth, or in this reality, the Superman with the colorful suit is Bizarro, while the Superman with the dark suit is the good Superman.
that was funny.
It's
That
such
was
a cool little
That was
release.
sick. Yeah.
I love the bit where Clark is rewriting reality, and because he doesn't really know this Earth that well, the first thing he does is just give everyone their powers back.
Yeah.
I loved all the Kara and Alex dialogue to show that despite being a different reality, Kara can still get through to Alex, because I think one of the best parts of Supergirl through all of the seasons is Kara and Alex's relationship.
Yeah.
Just
100%.
so well done.
Okay. Yeah.
what
I
else
think that
there?
was like the best speech Supergirl's ever given. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best. I think her
you-
speech at the end of season 1 is good as well, where she's
Yeah.
talking to everybody on the TV.
The
Yeah,
Myriad
true.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I liked all the Superman and Lois stuff. This really felt more like a backdoor pilot for a Superman show than last
Yeah.
episode felt for a Batwoman show. Because with
Yes.
with Lois being pregnant, with the whole last scene with Superman proposing to
yeah,
Lois,
proposing.
and crushing the diamond, which is crushing the coal to make a diamond, which is another reference to the Superman movies. That was all just really well done, and it just did make me want a Superman show so bad.
Yes.
I really hope that we don't have to wait an entire year to see Clark again, but the fact that he said a couple times he's going back to Argo makes me feel like he's not going to be in Supergirl for the rest of the season, which I hope they don't do. Maybe they have a deal where they only get Superman for the crossovers.
Maybe.
anymore, which I hope
Does anyone
is
else
not true.
think he's gonna show up for Crisis on Infinite Earth still?
Oh, I think he has
Yes.
to.
I think he has to.
Yeah, because
definitely.
like
That
Yeah,
I
he has
want to
to.
think that way, but I'm
Get
kinda
some
having
version of the
doubts.
show when holding Supergirl.
I think Crisis to work needs everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely.
And then the Oliver talking to the Monitor thing, which he made a secret deal.
Oh yeah.
That was
Oliver and the Monitor, that's probably my favorite scene out of the last couple seasons anyway. I think that's my favorite scene out of any of the shows. It was just
bro.
so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Again, Oliver talking so highly of Barry and Kara was great.
It was
uh, We don't know what the deal he made was. I think they left it open-ended so they can decide later on. But I have a feeling the first shot of next crossover is going to be the rest of that conversation, where it shows
Yeah.
whatever deal Oliver made. I think
why do
it can
you do
only be one
that?
of two things. It can be Oliver making a deal to say that I will rally everyone together to help you stop this crisis, or I will sacrifice
Yeah,
myself
will sacrifice
and
himself.
one other person to save Barry and Kara. And we don't know. It has to be two people, because I feel like the Monitor, he wouldn't just let Oliver be one person for two. I think
Yeah.
the Monitor definitely will need two people. But I think the last scene with Oliver and Barry definitely implies that Oliver made a serious deal,
Yeah.
because Barry's like, "You made a deal to save us," and Oliver says, "No, you saved you saved yourself. I didn't make any deal to save." Well, he
But-
obviously did.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can tell Barry
And then
did not
also
believe him
Oliver
at all.
saying, giving the toast to say, to appreciating what you have
Yeah.
while you still have.
While you,
That's
as long
definitely
as you
spicy.
have it.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I loved it.
I loved it.
So can I go next?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
will I go next?
No, let's go.
Or
somewhere
someone
else.
else? Yeah, okay.
Well, so for this part of the crossover, it was really good, and like Arcanine said, that scene where Oliver was talking about how much of great characters Kara and Barry are, and also about that, we didn't get to hear what the deal with the Monitor was to fix reality a bit, and I'm speculating that it might be Sacrifice and Crisis and Infinite Earths next year. Actually, like Connor said, it was awesome to get that Psycho Parrot line at the end. I believe it goes something like this: "Worlds live, worlds will die," which is said in the comics as well. Like, it gave a lot of fan service from this, and I loved it. I really can't wait for the next crossover, but what I don't understand about it happening next year is how it is next year, because the Flash has always teased it to be in 2024, but I'm guessing it has to do with something about like how Barry became the Flash 4 years earlier or something. But yeah, that's my thoughts on.
Yeah. But I think we'll let Luke go next after that.
Right. Okay. I definitely thought it was like one of the best like endings to a crossover anyway. Like Evil Superman was like pretty good. I did think he was from a different Earth, but that didn't happen. Deegan, I thought just wasn't really interesting, like at all. I just didn't really enjoy him too much. There wasn't really like too many things I thought were like bad. Like Supergirl was obviously good. Barry Monitor, talking to Oliver, I thought was like one of the best scenes in the Arrowverse in general. I think it's like top 3 anyway. But like overall, I did enjoy the episode a lot. I'm not sure if it's my favorite like part yet, part 1, but I definitely have to go back and like rewatch it. But overall, I did think it was like really good, and I'm really excited for next year anyway, or like next crossover.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't really have anything else to like add on to anything. Like it's just everything's already been said.
Yeah.
So like, no, like there isn't actually anything else to like add on. Superman was pretty good. I mean, like I did enjoy him quite a lot.
I think he and Oliver were the best parts of the crossover.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, Monitor was like pretty good. I did enjoy him.
Monitor was
like,
really good, but like we didn't see him enough for me to fully love him.
I feel like
That's
they
like
weren't
Batwoman.
showing him enough just to say, like, just to keep teasing us, saying it's like, hey, you're gonna see him next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be a massive like part of the next year.
I want him to show up a good bit in the back half of the seasons, just in random episodes to show he's watching over and keeping an eye on the
Yo!
whole thing.
That would be amazing.
Yes, dude.
Especially now
Imagine
that
he
they
actually just
prepared
like
this.
being in the background.
That would be great because they're actually preparing the next crossover. Like they're actually
Yeah,
setting it
that's
up.
the first time
Yeah.
they've been doing it.
Before it was just
Dude,
like they built it up for like the first half of the season, and it's like, all right, now we have it, all right, and then we'll just forget about it after it's done.
Yeah.
Well, like this is Crisis now, and I think if they do that, that'll be great because this was also the first time they set up the next crossover directly
Yeah.
in like a crossover.
Yeah, they gave out the title and everything,
Right.
Yeah.
which was just
Which
it was like
before we
surprising.
get it, like usually sometime in like July-ish.
Yeah, before we don't really find out in July what the next crossover is going to be around Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around it, yeah.
But let's just talk about
Like, I thought it was
Crisis
pretty
on
good.
Infinite Earths and our speculations about it because I think
All right.
this.
I think
we
it's
just
going to be a
can't ignore
crisis that involves infinite Earths. It's just my
Yes.
opinion.
Agreed.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. That's done, guys.
Yeah. All right. So
Thank
we'll
you
talk
for
about it now, but like Crisis on Infinite Earths, so I'm actually really hyped. I think I'm just mainly like more confused than anything else. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like 2024, 2019.
Yeah.
Doing it 5 years earlier than it's actually supposed to happen. What is going on? here?
Right.
Nice.
Because
So I have like a question about like Anti-Monitor.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good question. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anyone for a second.
All right.
I was just curious, like, what exactly is his powers and everything? Like, what exactly is he? Like, I know he's a massive like part, like Crisis
He's
on
a-
Infinite Earths.
He's
Like-
literally just like
Cosmic
Like,
power.
Connor, you take this, bro.
Connor.
He's
Yeah, I was-
trying to see. It's hard. He's like the big god that kind of oversees everything, and
Right.
he's trying to set the universe right because
Mhm.
originally there was only supposed to be one Earth, but something went wrong during the Big Bang, which created multiple Earths. He's trying to set the universe right by destroying every Earth except for one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
Okay, so
okay.
he's kind of like a mixture of Zoom and Thanos, but like 80 million times more powerful.
yeah. He's like yeah, pretty much.
To put it in simple
But, like, what-
terms, yeah, basically.
But like, what exactly are his powers?
Being a
I
god,
really couldn't tell you. It's very hard to tell.
being
No,
a
yeah,
god.
like I saw like a picture of him, like from a comic, and he looks bulky as fuck.
Yeah, he's just
he just looks
He's a
massive.
huge dude. I wonder how they're gonna like.
Like,
do
Yeah,
that.
I can't wait to
dude,
see
How
him.
they're gonna make that work? Are they gonna make him huge, like in Crisis on Infinite
Yeah,
Earths, or are they just gonna make him like
Like-
Monitor?
Like this
Yeah.
is
I
the
hope he
CW
looks-
guys. money is a thing.
Right.
So how will you compare him to the president?
Yeah, that's true.
I can just imagine the anti-monitor being like 2 feet tall. It's like this freaking
Him being a
midget.
stick figure.
He's a
He's
midget.
the puppet from Legends last episode.
he's the sign
Right,
puppet.
so like,
Oh god.
I'm very hyped for the crossover. But the one thing is, if they're doing this now, how do you end the Arrowverse?
Right.
Yeah, true.
How
I
do
always
you
thought this was the
end
ending.
the Arrowverse? Because it's never going to go on forever. And Crisis is legit. Like, Crisis
Flashpoint.
is...
Real Flashpoint.
But
Real
they
Yes.
already... That's just stupid, though, because they already wasted Flashpoint.
Flashpoint
so
2.0.
Episode.
I don't want that, though. Like, I mean, I guess.
I'd like a
I mean, we can
season
always
long
do like
of
something like
Flashpoint.
Infinite Crisis or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Alright, yeah.
they'll have to create like some
I mean-
other event.
I think this will be great, but it's going to create
Yeah.
so many problems after
Yeah.
if they don't...
They've got no idea how
Oh,
they're gonna do this.
Yeah,
It's
I
Like,
think,
'cause
so just
yeah.
complicated.
why? Like, Crisis has to be the, like, last part of the season, though.
I
I
know.
feel like.
Yeah.
It's so
It's never going to be, but you can't do Crisis on Infinite Earths and then return to a full
Right.
back half of just
Exactly.
regular
Yeah,
season.
exactly.
True.
Nobody will care.
because it's going
Like-
to change all of like Supergirl's story up till that point because she's now going to be on the same Earth as everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
going to be hard to
Like,
juggle it.
like, what? How are they gonna? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
And I think the worst part
they
about it is that
can't
it's
like kill off any major characters because then they have to go back to their back half of the season too.
exactly.
Which is
Mm.
that's why it should be like the finales of all of the shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be. Yeah. I could see somehow like Legends like ending with Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, definitely.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Legends is just done after Crisis. But
Yeah.
like, what are they gonna do with the other shows? Because like, they're gonna finish, even if it's Arrow's last season. They're gonna do like a 22 episode season. I feel
Yeah.
like
Probably.
Yes.
Mhm.
either way,
doesn't really do small seasons in the front half.
it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's always back half.
You know, once we found out
It
about
should.
Yeah.
Infinite Earth, and then all of a sudden it's like fall 2019. At first I was hyped, and I was like, how's that gonna work?
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Right.
fall
Yeah.
2019. It's like you have Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then you go back to Barry fighting like Captain Cold, and it's like what?
Right.
And we got that Gorilla Grodd versus King Shark fight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yes.
We have to
Completely
wait
forgot
another
about
season, though. I'm actually
Yeah.
hyped for that. So,
Yeah, same.
but,
That's gonna be so expensive though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think
Oh yeah.
another big
Also,
worry is
Cicada
that-
is still a thing, guys. Just
Oh my
want to
God.
remind you,
Who?
Cicada still
let's just
exists.
not talk about Cicada this episode because that's another episode for another day. But I think my biggest
Another rant.
worry is that after Crisis happens, what happens in the next year's crossover, like the year after that, when it comes to the crossover?
Yeah.
Like, if there's still gonna
Right.
be
No
a
matter
new
what, it's
season-
always going to be a downgrade.
yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm
what are
saying.
you gonna do to top
Because
Crisis
the way I
on
felt about
Infinite Earths?
Elseworlds,
Exactly.
I was like, this is good, but it's like for me, I still preferred Crisis on Earth X. So it's like,
Yeah.
am I just gonna feel
I
the
Elseworlds
same
was
do.
definitely
way
a downgrade.
about the
Crisis
crossover
on Earth
after
X.
Infinite Earths? Am I just gonna feel like, wow, this crossover was good, but like, it's not better than Infinite Earths though?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like, I don't know.
But
I wish they wouldn't have named Earth X Crisis because it's gonna get really confusing.
we're just gonna call it Earth X now because now.
Yeah.
See, I'm all right with that though, because
Yeah.
in the comics, DC always names their big events Crisis.
Heroes,
Yeah.
like
Heroes in Crisis.
7 or 8 different crises in the comics.
Yeah.
Heroes in
Mm.
Crisis.
So it's fine.
Yeah,
Identity
okay.
Crisis. Crisis on
Yeah.
Infinite Earths.
Identity Crisis, Crisis on Infinite Earths. There's the very first Crisis, the one where they first meet Earth 2. Then
Heroes in
there's
Crisis.
there was a few in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Heroes in
I believe it was
Crisis.
Crisis on 2.
Oh yeah, Crisis on Two Earths.
All
what
right,
it's called.
so I don't know.
I think we just kind
The
of.
more I think about it, like for me, when I first see the title card come up with next fall, I'm like, holy crap, this is gonna be amazing. But then you think about it and you're like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
100%.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
It's likely to be the greatest thing ever. The worst.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be
Like,
like,
it could-
amazing,
even
but it
if
could
this-
be pure shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be awful. But even if it is amazing, then where do you go? Because everything else is gonna be such a downgrade.
Right.
That's so
This is just such an interesting thing because even the animated movies have never touched Infinite Earths.
No.
That's the thing.
It's such a
Yeah,
thing that
okay.
DC never really goes to.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that until now.
You don't have a live action movie with that, animated movie
We
with
don't, yeah,
it.
we don't even have a live action movie of it. That's the sad part. So it's like we literally
Because
don't know what to base it off
can't
of.
do anything.
We literally have
Yeah.
nothing to base it off
Like,
of besides the
because
comic.
you can't do everything that happened from the comic in like even 6
Exactly.
episodes,
Yeah.
which would be like the maximum they could do for this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
true.
That's
At
what I'm
least they
thinking.
have so many characters to choose from that are well established.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyone else think about the villains though? Like, what's gonna be the villains lineup? Because I personally think
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Because now I even said this in my video.
Are the villains gonna help them? Like, are the villains gonna
Because-
team up with heroes?
Oh, that'd be
in it?
amazing.
No, because what I'm
Deathstroke?
thinking, like, what's gonna happen is
Bro.
that, like, we know Psycho Pirate, Doctor Destiny, and Anti-Monitor are probably teaming up. But the thing is that I feel like there should be more.
Yeah.
And I even said this in like my video not that long ago. It's like we're getting Lex Luthor on Supergirl. Do you think he could be part of it?
Yeah.
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 It's another reason why they gotta have that Superman show.
Because
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
because Earth 2 Lex Luthor was in Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's just something.
And it was
to think
Earth 3
about.
Lex Luthor. It was like
I mean,
rallying the heroes.
But do you think Eobarthon just teams up with the Anti-Monitor?
Well, that's what the newspaper implies. So, like, what the hell is he doing?
yeah.
I guess this could be the future newspaper.
I'm actually very curious to see what they do with
Guys,
Psycho
guys,
Pirate.
I just thought about something. Why are we not talking about Queen Rhea? He's totally
Oh,
teaming up with
my
Anti-Monitor.
God.
Yes.
Yes!
Best Arrowverse
dude.
villain ever.
Bro, Queen Rhea.
No!
Also known
I
as
would not.
Grand General
She's like
Zod.
Deathstroke, Prometheus, and Reverse Flash, but 10 times better.
Oh yes.
100%.
50 times better,
Legit,
bro.
Off-brand General Zod. I totally asked for this. But I think
Like,
we really talked about
dude.
everything.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure my cat could be a better villain than Queen Rhea.
Oh, 100%. But
I mean, it's pretty ugly,
who
so.
wants to end off the episode? And by the way, damn, Darren. Damn.
Darren, Ash gonna, you're done, bro.
You're done.
Ash just grabs like the Infinity Gauntlet, but it's like a paw. It's legit like a paw, like a mitten,
Called Deadpool with the Infinity Gauntlet.
and like literally all Ash does is that she just hits like the floor. Half of the universe is just gone.
Dude, he just curls into a ball and sleeps
Yeah.
in front of Thanos, and Thanos thinks he's so cute. He gives him the Infinity.
Exactly. But who wants to end
Thanos
off
makes
the
your cat an honorary member of the Black Order.
Yes. All right. So who's gonna end off?
This
the
is
episode?
how we end off Holy Sway, people.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Yes. Continue with the outro. Come on, keep going. All right. Don't. That's fine.
What was the
guys.
outro?
All right. Bye.
Merry
All right.
Christmas.
I will see
Merry
you
Christmas.
on.
Oh, Kachi,
Oh,
let's
Jesus.
Peace out, guys.
We're so professional.
Right?
Yes.
No.
100%.